Hello everyone, I am Erika of 𝐌𝐎𝐑𝐄 and you are watching my weekly beady broadcast, Coffee Time with Erika. Cheers to every beader all around the world. Make sure to follow Beading School on Facebook, on YouTube. You can watch this video live on Facebook from the Beading School Club and from the Beading School Facebook page. And later you can find it together with all the other videos that I've ever had on the Beading School YouTube channel. Let's see if you can hear me, and if you can see me. I want to make sure if the technical part is all right. Cynthia is here. Kathy says that it's working. Wonderful. Thank you, Kathy. Jessica, Katya, Sarah is here too. Cheers, ladies. I'm really glad that you could make it today because I have prepared something super fun for you. I'm always saying, as we bead week by week together or no one has to bead alone workshop, and we bead together the same design, sometimes 100 of us from all around the world, that it doesn't matter that we have the same tutorial. Sometimes it doesn't even matter when we have exactly the same beads, as lately we are working, most of us, for example, from the Jewel of the Maharaja beading box, but still we end up with so many different variations of the same motif, and it's super inspiring to see. And for me personally, it's the biggest motivation, and I love seeing how you enjoy creating and how you personalize the little motifs and make them your own. And I'm pretty sure that you are all familiar with those what if moments. We are working, we are beading, following the steps one by one, and then something happens, something clicks, and there comes the question, what if? And that's how usually those variations and modifications start out. However, there is usually a bottleneck that I know very well, and maybe not enough beads or not enough time. Yeah, usually not enough time, I would say. So for today, I have prepared you a super fun activity. We will use the illustration of the J-Sommer motif, which is, by the way, the second signature jewel coming from the Jewel of the Maharaja box. So the tutorial is a gift for every fuchsia level student, and it might be available already later today. So we will take the illustration of the J-Sommer motif, and I have prepared a big bunch of components and other elements for you in my program that I use for drawing the tutorials. And then we will play with them and we will see that where can it take us if we follow those what-if thoughts without the limitations of having enough beads or having enough time. So I see, oh my God, so many beaders today. Marianne, Belinda, Honey, Mary, Facebook user. You need to click on the link about the video if you would like me to see your name and see your face. Otherwise, I see you as Facebook user. It's up to you if you would like to do that. Then I can greet you personally. If I don't greet anyone personally, then it's because I don't see your name. I see Liv and Alexandra and Faye. Good morning to Faye. Belinda, Martina, Corinne, Cheryl, Jenny, Joyce, Marta, Jennifer. A hug from a Facebook user. Helena. Oh, Cheryl says that her pure Cavachon box arrived today and it's pretty. Enjoy. I also got a message from Kata that she likes it, so I'm super happy, ladies. Enjoy playing with them very much. Oh yeah, Kata is here. Hi there, bird break. I got my pure caps and some big stones. Amazing. Enjoy playing. Mary, Katja, Annie, Sangita, Gunel, Sandra. Oh, I came from Niti. Hi, Niti. And Diane is here also. So, I'm super excited because we have never done something like this. And it is challenging from the technical side, but I hope I tested it and I hope that it will work out fine. Before we would start, then some very important announcements. Please don't forget about the Starry Night mini challenge. You can read more about it in the virtual classroom if you click on the Starry Night theme, and you can win with your creation one of two super beautiful books about Van Gogh. One is a collection of his paintings and the other one is a collection of his letters that he has written to his brother, for example, and also other people. So you have 2 more days. The deadline is the 3rd of February, and I can't wait to see your creations. And another important thing, that on the 12th of February, instead of our usual lunch break of the Beading School Academy, it's a little occasion week by week to get to know each other, to socialize, to show each other our jewels, to ask questions, and just to have fun like we did last week for like 3 hours straight. It was so nice. So, but instead of our usual lunch break, on the 12th of February, we will be welcoming professional storyteller, a real-life bard, 𝐁𝐄𝐃 from Hungary, and 𝐁𝐃𝐃 will present us a magical night, and she is bringing us stories from India, all stories featuring something shiny. So I can't wait. I think it will be really a nice experience that will make our Jewel of the Maharaja team complete. So also, hi Timmy, I hope you are well, and Ginny and Lutka and Zuzi and Cindy and Erika and Christina. Let's take some coffee. I'm excited. I need some coffee, and then let's get started. So, how this will work, I'm going to show you my screen. And as you can see, I have prepared for you, here is the 𝐻𝐿 motif, and I have prepared for you several different elements, components that we like to use in our creations. I prepared an ear stud already with some beads. I prepared a peyote veil. I prepared a peyote bezeled cabochon. I prepared a square stitch bezeled nacre cabochon, and we can add drops, glass drop in a metal setting. We can add some connectors, beads. Of course, I'm pretty much prepared for the possibility that someone will say, put a rhinestone on top of it. We can also connect it with a kite cabochon, how we'll and use the bezel that we learned during the Starry Night theme. We can use a big cabochon, and let's brainstorm together, or put it under a filigree. Let's brainstorm together that what can we do and how can we use a little motif. So, what do you think? What can we do with a little motif like this if we have one motif to use? What would you like to do with it? Oh yes, Sarah says everything is better with a rhinestone. Absolutely. So Cheryl says that she would use a big cabochon and then multiple rhinestones. You mean like multiple motifs around it? Or multiple like rhinestones, like the Suwon rhinestones? We can absolutely do that. It's easy when I'm drawing, right? How do you like this, Cheryl? Katy says, connect the motif with an acre cabochon. So, before we would go absolutely crazy with the possibilities, then let's stay with the possibility of using one of these motifs. What would you do with it if you have had only one of these small sling navette cabochons, and how would you finish it? By the way, I just put some more rhinestones on Cheryl's big bezel. I can put even more. Let's see. Okay, that didn't work out well. Okay, Susie says, small bezel up, drop down, classic. So let's make first, let's make a pendant. Let's turn this by 90 degrees. Let's put a small bezel on top of it and a drop at the bottom. So I guess this would be a pendant, unless you like wearing earrings only in one ear. Sometimes I like to do that. Let's put here a connection. And Susie's pendant is already finished. How do you like it, ladies? I think it would be really, really nice. Okay, Ginny says that let's put the motif under the big one that Cheryl suggested. Do you want to put it like this, or would you like to put it sideways? Katy says, okay, sideways. Joyce says sideways. So let's turn it by 90 degrees. This is how it would look like. That's a nice result. That's a nice result of working together, I think. Sandra says that she would like to see two motifs on each side of the peyote bale. So let's make a statement necklace. I took the bottom part of what Susie suggested with a drop, the Jaisalmer motif, and the peyote bezeled cabochon. I will remove this connecting bead, and then I will add two of these on the sides. So we have created a statement necklace. We can even put more peyote bezels into the necklace and then maybe switch to some pearls. What do you think? Going to connect this all. So I have a feeling that we still need something at the bottom of this motif. Would you like to put there the same glass pendant, or would you like to put there the glass drop in a metal setting? Oh, Sarah would like a tassel. I don't have a tassel drawn here at the moment. I hope. Okay, Kata says that she would go also with a glass drop in metal setting. So let's put a glass drop in metal setting. Hi, Nicolene. So we have already created 3 different jewels. We are super effective. But actually, my question first was that what do you do if you have only one? And if we want to start easy, then of course we can make simple earrings as the original on the picture that I have shown you at the beginning, or we can make even a simple pendant just with the peyote veil. And with the motif turned in the original direction. So I will turn it back to hang, and I will just put a peyote veil on top of it. And that goes super fast, right? Better than actually beading a full new motif. Then let's see. Oh yeah, indeed. One of our Facebook friends here says, wow, if it were only so easy to bead these and move them around. Indeed. I would love that. Cindy and Katie say that they would like to see it with a kite cabochon. So let's zoom in on the kite cabochons. And let's see. How would you like to turn the kite cabochon in the bezel? What do you think? How would it look better? Kata also likes the idea of the kite. I think this might be a good solution. Point up, yeah, I agree with Marta. So we have another nice variation here. In a couple of minutes, we have beaded 3 pendants and 2 necklaces. We are doing really well, I think. Sandra says she would like it, Cynthia says that she would like it both ways. Niti would like it with the point down. Let's make one with the point down too. So, and let's look into it. What if we have 2 of these for one single motif to use. How would you connect it? Let's say into a necklace. I think Kata wants to put it on a filigree. That's always a good solution. Of course, you can find filigrees where the shape and the size fits better than with this one. But, well, this is the only filigree that I have drawn, or I have like 2, but yeah. Okay, Joyce would like to see it with a cabochon. Then if we have 2 of these motifs, then we can turn them maybe into a V shape. And put a peyote bezeled cabochon in between. We can finish it off with a glass drop-in metal setting, actually. And this is something that I have beaded. I'll show it to you. So for this, I actually have a real-life example, and I'm super happy with how it sits on my neck, actually. I made 2 of these motifs, and I added one of these charms that came in the Maharaja box, and I added a peyote bezeled pure chaton, and I finished it off with 4mm round glass pearls and size 15 Miyuki seed beads. So that's another possibility that you can do. And then someone was mentioning here bracelets. So how would you like to? We have lots of pendants and necklaces and maybe even earrings, but how would you like a bracelet? How would you make a bracelet out of this? Marta is asking, what am I using for the pearls? I'm using Fireline. I'm always using the same Fireline. I bead at least 2 times through the pearls, there and back again. And it makes it strong enough. If I use bigger pearls, then I might use double thread or bead more times through the beads to make it stronger. I think this is Niti, who is suggesting nacre cabochons in between the motifs. Let's see, let's see. Did you mean it like this, Niti? Or would you like to put like 2 nacre cabochons? Let me know. Kathy would also like to see it with a nacre cabochon. She says she would turn it. And then a chaton and so on, so the navette is the focal point. That's a good idea, I like it. So then we would actually have like one motif in the middle, and then maybe like the chatons on the sides, and finishing it off with pearls. That would make a nice, elegant bracelet, I think. Not a very massive one. So here we have another option. And hi, Wendy. Jessica says, it looks like a marquee to me. The nuggets are the eyes and the red cap in the Indish dot on the forehead. Very intriguing. Neeti says, big cabochon in the middle and one motif on each side. Oh, that would be awesome. Sharon says, attach it to a piece of cork fabric and bead embroider the bracelet with stones and beads. I think it would look awesome in bead embroidery. Someone is asking for a pattern. I think you don't have to wait long. I might have a colleague listening in the video and waiting for activating it. I will let you know. So Ginny says, this reminds me of playing paper dolls as a child. Isn't it fun? Oh, and it was Marianske. Hi, Marianske. So let's try it with some more nacre cabochons. I will not make it like precisely. When I'm brainstorming about motifs, then I don't always feel the urge to like work it out completely on my virtual beading board. It's not even like strictly possible, as like we really need to bead it and see what works. Sometimes, well, the beads are drawn exactly in the same scale as they are in real life, but of course I need to feel it in my hands. We need to see what works, what to adjust in real life. But this is a good beginning to start brainstorming and then work out the details once we actually get to beading. So Marianske's idea with the nacre cabochons. What do you think about this statement bracelet? And let me show you, talking about bracelets, then I actually have 1.5 bracelet done. Just a moment. I would like to show you what I have beaded. So let's remove this. And I have a simple bracelet where I have connected, I turned the motifs sideways, and then I joined them with peyote bezeled pure chatons. So I needed only 4 of the motifs and 3 of the pure chatons for a bracelet, and it looks very elegant, and eye-catching. And then I actually started to work on a similar bracelet to what Marianske suggested. However, I took it down the easy way, and instead of nacre cabochons, I added 6mm pearls in between the motifs. So this is how it looks so far. Okay, I have 3 motifs so far, but I think you can have a good idea of how it will look like. I will finish it off with this clasp carton clasp that came in the Maharaja box. And here at the beginning, I used 4mm round pearls to make it also optically like to state that that's the beginning of the bracelet. And then the beads are, the pearls in between are growing, and I switched from the 4mm size to the 6mm size. And that's how I will continue. And when I was playing with this, then I had the idea that I could even make like a longer necklace and attach one of these historical filigrees at the bottom. And after the third motif, I would switch to glass pearls and make the part around the neck. Belinda says she loves both versions of the bracelets. And Katie says, that is gorgeous. It makes me think of vanitas, and I love that bracelet. Indeed, the structure of it is the same with the beaded motifs. And then we have another idea. What about turning the motif 45 degrees and connecting them the way staggered to make a bracelet? Maybe using chatons to have the 45-degree connection. Okay, let's look into that. And let's see how would that work out. We already have here the kind of 45-degree. Our beading board, or virtual beading board, is getting very, very full, I have a feeling. But it's getting full of very beautiful jewels, I would say. So what do you think about this turned this sideways option? Oh, it's Sunshine. No, I don't see your name for some reason. Kata says maybe a pearl is enough, but it looks nice. I think there are so many possibilities, and it really depends on our mood, on our possibilities, that what would we like to use as the extra component. This is just the start of where we can go. As you can see, in like mere 20 minutes, we came up with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 beautiful versions of the same motif. And I think we could spend a lot more time brainstorming here together and having fun and exploring the possibilities. I really hope that you will explore these possibilities and get inspired and inspire each other on your real life beadmats too. Maybe these possibilities, what we discussed now, or maybe something completely different. I will make a screenshot of what we have come up with together, and I will post it in the Beading School Club so you can remember it and return to it. This will be helpful not only with this motif, but also with other motifs when you are thinking about how to use the motifs. I actually have here 2 more examples what I wanted to show you, and before we would finish. So even with one motif, you can make something really beautiful. I'm super happy with how this pendant came out. It's a 27 millimeter cabochon, and then one motif and one of the historical filigrees that we revived in collaboration with the family manufacturer in the Czech Republic. And then I glued on with super strong glue one of the charms that came in the Maharaja box. I cut off with my cutting pliers the loop, and I glued it on the motif. And this is the back side, so I just sew it on the motif. And I want to show you one more thing where I needed that iron bicon. So this is something that I have started to work on today. Of course, it's getting some more elements later. I plan to add 8mm pure ruby preciosa chatons in between, and then let's see where does this take me. But just to give you a real life example that yes, it works out this way too. I just need to stabilize the petals of this. By the way, as I had the 4 motifs on my beading board, then I was arranging them. And I was also thinking about the option of using 6 of these motifs, and it's absolutely possible, but there will be a little bit further from each other. So you need, while here I used an accent color so I can show it to you better, I connected the motifs with 𝐁𝐄𝐃𝐃𝐈𝐍𝐆 to each other. And if you want to use more motifs, like 6, for example, then you will need to work out those connections a little bit different. So just some more ideas. And I saw some of you say, oh yeah, Katy says, we need a lot of those nuggets. And I have some good news for you. So as we are spending some fun time here today, then my fellow team member, Andrea, Beading School team member, Andrea, she is now activating some new goodies in the Beading School bead shop. And the new goodies are cabochons in different colors that you have received in your jewel of the Maharaja box. So, of course, there are the slim nuggets. They are 4 × 15mm big. And they come already in the setting. When we have these small cabochons, then I like to get them already in the setting because it's kind of like a fiddly thing to close the prongs of the clothes. And anyway, we don't tend to use the cabochons on their own. So they come in gold setting and they come in silver setting too, in different colors. I hope you like them. Lots of different colors, actually. And I have here, besides my examples that how you can use and play with these cabochons, I also have examples here from Gina of Orchid and Opal. And she made this beautiful bracelet. She used also the ruby pure preciosa cabochons and the slim nuggets, the same color that I have had here for this 4-petal flower. And if I know well, then she will make a tutorial for this. So this is an example of how you can use them too. We are also uploading the little 2-hole 6mm rosette cabochons in different colors. And Zuzi is working on a cute little motif with the rosette cabochons. If you were with us at the lunch break last week, then you could see her example, work in progress example. That's coming. And I have an example here also from Gina. She used here bicone beads, Preciosa bicone beads, gem duos, and the Rosetta cabochons. And I love this very romantic bracelet that she came up with. And then the third type of cabochon that we are uploading today are the lotus flower 14 millimeter round glass cabochons. Lotus is a symbol, is a flower that you can often see in India. So that's why I decided to include it in the Jewel of the Maharaja box. And we will have them now in different colors. And I have here a necklace made by Gina, and I really like it. This is actually a pretty fast and easy way of decorating the cabochon, but looks very, very, very effective, very like eye-catching. So she bezeled some of the Preciosa pearls that she received in the box, and she bezeled also the lotus flower cabochon with the same beads but in a different way, and she created this super nice necklace. And actually, besides uploading the cabochons and also uploading the tutorial for the Jaisalmer motif that we were playing with today, Andrea is also activating a 12% discount for all of these Maharaja cabochons, for the lotus flower cabochons, for the slim navette cabochons, and the 2-hole rosette cabochons. And the Jaisalmer motif, as I said, it is a gift to every fuchsia student. So if you head over to beadingschool.com, then you can download it right away. If you are logged in, then the price is already reduced to 0. You can just put it in your cart and check out, as always, download the tutorial and start playing with the cabochons and components that you have received in your Maharaja box. So I hope that you enjoyed today's session. It was really fun playing with you, and thank you so much for all the nice comments and all the ideas. I will quickly look through the comments to see if you have any questions. Hi, Aniko. I see an oh my god. Ginny is accusing me that I'm a temptress. So Cheryl is asking if Andrea is fast enough to upload everything. So thank you so much, ladies, for spending time together today. It was super fun to brainstorm. I will make the screenshot for you about the ideas so you can start playing. And wishing you a nice rest of the day. And thank you so much if you decide to place an order or invite your friends to beading school also. And I'm really, really looking forward to Fridays. No one has to bead alone workshop with you. Take care, ladies, and happy beading. Bye-bye.